What's up, y'all? This is the Runners Club podcast, and we are on episode 51. And I don't normally start episodes like this, which letting you know what episode this is, but I just posted episode 50, and I'm very proud of us. Okay, and I feel like we've come a long way. I think we talked about this, but we've hit a year. We're really like in our stride. I'm your co-host Courtney Phillips.
I mean, listen, you was hitting that stride. I was like, keep going, baby. Keep going. Let's go. You got it. She hit it. She warmed up. Listen, it's Ian Gonzalez, your other favorite co-host. You know what I'm saying? We are back here in the clubhouse once again. If you know, you know.
The
we
clubhouse. Back. Cute.
I don't know. I don't even know where to go right now. It just feels really good. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just here. This is actually take two. That's what this is, and it feels good. You know
it is take two. We tried to have a guest on. It didn't work out, but we're gonna have that guest another time. So, this is.
This is us trying to tell each other again how our weeks went.
Right. So, how are you feeling today?
Marvelous. I'm just marvelous.
Marvelous. Yeah. So you said you're pretty good. You feeling good?
I am. I'm feeling super happy today. Today was an amazing start to my freaking weekend. You feel me? I did my first legitimate run since Toronto Marathon. My heart, my mind, my lungs, y'all said yes. My legs, my joints, my muscles said, my nigga, let's wait just a little bit longer and let's ease our way back into this. And that's how I felt, man. You know, I was going for a 3-mile run. I ended up doing a 25-minute run because of how far I went out. And it was like 2.5 miles, but definitely a lot of stiffness, some joint pain here and there and stuff like that. And I mean, it was a cool run considering, the fact that I'm still recovering from a marathon. Like I said on the first version of this, you need like a solid, 3 to 4 weeks for your body to fully recover and whatnot. I'm on like week 1.5 right now. So,
and tell us why that is, because you're sitting here telling everybody else that they need to spend 2 to 3 weeks.
I'm not saying spend 3 to 4 weeks off your feet.
3 to 4
just saying,
now. 3.
No, it's 3 to 4 weeks for your body to be fully recovered.
So what are you doing?
Don't run for the first week. The second week, do a check-in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some bike riding. Like last Sunday, I didn't run at 7 on Sundays. I rode my bike for 7 miles.
Okay.
Really chill, really slow bike riding. No weight-bearing exercises is what I recommend. Is what a lot of your run coaches would recommend. You feel me? And then, I that's what I did. Just a low mileage week, maybe 10, maybe 15 miles for the entire week tops. For me this week. And it's mad chill. Like my heart rate was at 130, 135. My pace was like 10:30. I was like really chill. And then next week, I'll slowly ramp up the mileage a little bit more. Maybe go swimming, maybe add a little bit of calisthenics in there because I want to start strength training as soon as possible. I did want to start a 5K training plan for the Indy 5K in Austin coming up at the end of November, but
you're trying to do that? You're trying to do the Indy marathon?
No, ain't no fucking marathon. It's a 5K. It's like my mama. Everything is a marathon.
Well, there is an Indy marathon, but I thought that was
the
like
Indiana. Yeah. No, the Indiana marathon is no. Okay, so the Indiana marathon is the same week as New York, and that's in Indiana. And we drive right on over there. I will be in town. I will not be running. Although I almost got talked into doing the marathon of the half.
I bet.
Chose not to.
Okay, good for you. That's growth, Ian.
We You know, we were all riding our own horse. You feel me?
Because
And
I'm
I'm
used to the response being "fuck it, let's do it."
say less. You
Say
feel me?
less.
What? Let's go. You know. But no, I chose not to do it in the long run. But the Indy 5K is we'll be down in Austin, Texas. Me and Karen is going for the TRE, the running event. And while we're down there, they host a 5K on on one of the Circuit of America's Indy 500 racetracks. And it's like just fucking rolling hills all the way around. And there's one lap, which is one lap, and I did a 23 point something last year, 23 minutes and a few seconds last year. I'm trying to do like a 21, 22-minute run. My average pace last year was 7:30. I'm trying to do like 7:15, 7:20 this year.
What do you
Which I
think
think is
Karen's gonna do?
She probably gonna do like a 6:05 or some stupid shit. Listen,
Smoke you.
smoke my ass. Like I said on the first time, they're just gonna have a last lap logo on every fucking part, like both her thighs, her back, her chest. She gonna look like a fucking NASCAR running out there. She like, I'm like, everybody know this game. We rolling our back up this shit. Listen, cause you start. That shit look flat on TV. Those racetracks look flat on TV. But listen, it's like the steepest hill, the steepest, tallest hill I've ever walked up in my entire life. And you start the race going down that hill. Like it's like you gotta be on that hill for like 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds.
Damn.
Like you and going down. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you
That's
start
how
the
it
race off
starts.
fast. That's how it
Yeah.
starts.
That's how
And you just gotta
LA is.
hold it.
That's how LA is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your whole story,
go
but
ahead.
that's literally like LA is like downhill, and then you're like, fuck, uphill.
Fuck me. Gee,
So
they
you're
just
going
drop
downhill.
they just drop your ass in like a roller coaster, and then it's just small rolling hills all
Mhm.
the way around and stuff like that. That track is not flat at all. But you know, last year I ain't trained for that shit. I didn't even know they was doing it. I was just at dinner with Naperville running store and Brooks the night before. And it was like, this is what we doing in the morning. I'm like, all right, I'm on my second glass of wine. And y'all gonna tell me about it now? So I said, fuck it.
A 5K?
And did a 5K at like 5, 6 o'clock the next morning.
I feel like you can, if you're a runner, you could roll out of bed and run a 5K. And for fun.
Yeah,
You're not
I
racing.
was not a runner last
But this
year.
time.
I was not a runner last year. No. I was a purveyor of running. I was not a runner at all.
I feel that.
Hell
I feel
no.
that deeply.
But tell me about you. How you feeling? I know. Tell them. Let them know.
Look, y'all, I feel great. I was telling Ian when we on take one that I'm just happy to be here. You know, I'm a little bummed that our guest couldn't work out today, but like, hey, you know, we learned. This is episode 51.
Mm-hmm.
This never happened before. So, you know, now we know. Make sure you have a Wi-Fi connection.
Yes,
and that's okay. But I feel really good. I feel like see, that's the thing. I've been struggling because when we had our first intro, I almost said this, but now I'm like, since we're here and it's just you and me.
It's just us. Tell me about it.
It's just us, right? And our listeners. But like, I signed up for a race. And I talked to Coach Robin recently, and basically I'm going to start training officially like mid-November. But I don't want to talk about the race, and I don't want to talk about the name of the race. I'm not talking about it. But just know that I'm just, because, you know, I learned last time talking about my race just was not helpful, you know, because then I didn't get to the race. So I'm just going to just chill and let y'all know. It is part of the journey. So maybe I'll turn it around. Once I start training and I have shit to talk about, I probably will be like, look, I want to talk about this.
Don't be like one of our homies who be doing secret races.
You talking about Kayla?
Nah,
I feel like Kayla Jeter pops up at every fucking race and you're like, what?
Nah. Yeah, she don't do secret races. She just don't tell nobody she's gonna be there.
She just will be there.
But nah. I was purposely not saying this person's name because They don't want nobody to know they be doing this, but they be like doing secret races on their own sometimes
I know several
under
people like that. A lot of them
under
are
aliases.
coaches. Oh, under aliases?
So they be super mad secretive about it. You know what I'm
People
talking
are
about?
weird about running.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, I'm not doing all of that. Like, I don't care if you know I don't care if my name's on it. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not trying to. I do have a goal, but again, I'm not sharing it. I'll just let you know
Okay.
that I have a goal. It's inside.
She got a race. When is your race?
I'm not telling you because you can't use process of elimination.
I just want to know how long you got. You starting in November. Is this a 5-week training plan, a 20-week training
No.
plan?
You just
Like,
gonna have to see. It's gonna
you
begin and
know?
it's gonna end, and I'm gonna race, and that's gonna be that. So, and I mean,
Oh,
it's not that
motherfucker.
difficult to figure out, but I'm, I'm looking forward to having a reason to step outside lately, like because I came back from Joshua Tree, and then like I found this track workout because my friend in who I initially met through Matthew in Chicago, his name's Chris Coleman, and he's out here in LA. He's been out here for like 2 years, and he's an actor and yada yada yada. He's
Oh.
like whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's very LA. And he
Mm-hmm.
invited me out to the track workout that he goes to on Mondays, and so I was like, "That's cool, that's cool." And so I went, and I was like, "Wow, this is different." Showing up and participating and like just doing it. I feel like I'm on track for progression,
Okay.
bettering myself as an athlete. I've been going to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym like all this was last week and when I was in Joshua Tree. But before that, I was going like 3 times a week at least. So, and with my brother. And it's kind of nice because we've been like working out together versus like
I love
separately.
that.
Like sometimes we would enter and I'd be like, peace. And then like, I'll see you in like 45 minutes to an hour, but now we're like working out as a team and it's like high fives and stuff after each rep and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, I like this. This is nice. Very
Yeah, I
nice.
love that.
But I'm also getting
You know
eyes
they
because
say that could speed up your muscle growth by like a lot, like 50%, working out with a partner.
everything's better in community. I've officially realized that the hype of living alone, being solo is so overrated and like not what human beings are made for. Like
Yeah.
everyone is like, oh, yeah, I gotta live alone at least once to get to know myself. I gotta do this. I gotta do this all by myself. I'm like, the human being was
Yeah.
made to be in community.
A
So
nigga
what are
go
you
for a
talking
walk.
about? Go for a
You know what I'm
motherfucking
saying?
walk. Find your alone time, but don't blame it on
Mm.
people. And it's like, I'm not trying to go down a huge rabbit hole here, but like people will tell you about yourself. If you live with people, they will show you who you are
Oh
just
yeah.
by being a mirror. And so I think that I
All
what
right.
was that?
No. Me and Karen
Yeah.
found out we were me and Karen found out we was twin flames. I know this is corny. Shouts out to all my astrology haters out there, you know what I'm saying? But we found out we was twin flames.
That's beautiful. I love
And we
that.
gotta work our way through it.
Yeah.
Because it can be toxic. It can be very toxic.
Mhm.
But we are twin flames, for those who don't know, are actually the exact same soul. We're a mirror of each other. We're not soulmates. We're not two souls that's supposed to be together. We're the same mother. We are two halves of the same coin. We are the same fucking soul. And so therefore we trigger each other in ways nobody has ever triggered us before. And, you know, we have our own individual ways of dealing with shared triggers. And it's awesome. We're working through it. We're committed. But I'm
And
sorry.
isn't that's real personal growth though? Being by yourself, you would not know because that person
Mm-hmm.
pulls it out of you. So I'm just, if you've never lived alone and you feel weird about it, who cares? Just keep doing you. Make sure you're living in a healthy environment, but like I don't feel
Yeah.
like people have to live by themselves. I don't feel like it's a requirement. I feel like it's a 21st
I,
century capitalistic mindset. And I'm done.
that's interesting. Okay. I will say
It's
maybe
healthy,
not
sure.
necessarily. Yeah, maybe not necessarily living alone, but I don't think it. I think should be some time with our responsibility. So the responsibility of being a child to a parent, and also the responsibility of being a partner to a lover. I think there should be some time maybe with some roommates in between. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Where you have your personal space, you don't really have responsibility for them. They don't really have responsibility for you. You're there in community and stuff like that. But I will say that I will not necessarily completely endorse going from parent to lover to another lover to another lover. You feel me? Like you don't
That's
have to be
yeah.
alone, but those two specific relationships are they're a lot, and you
But
should
you could
spend
go,
some
yeah.
time
I mean, you
outside
could
of
go
that.
from like college roommates to living alone for a little bit
Yeah,
to like living with your
yeah,
parents to like living with a partner to then like breaking up and
yeah,
then living with more roommates. But it's just like you don't have to be
yeah,
by yourself. You don't have
yeah.
to
You
figure
don't
out
have
your
to be by
life.
yourself to learn who you are. Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
and if anything, the struggle of living with other people will show you who you are if you
yeah,
actually are willing to learn.
yes,
But do you
yes,
whatever. It's just a thought that I
yes.
had this week. Um, what were we talking
You, man.
about?
Something about you.
I was talking about running, signing up for a race and stuff. Yeah, and just
Yeah.
kind of and being weird and sneaky and not sharing
Mhm.
what races you're doing. Yeah, people get really weird about that, and it's
Yeah.
something that you don't know until you really get into the running community, and then you realize that like everybody does it for different reasons, and everyone like
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes running is like it's like the pain I need in life.
The
And also
pain that you need in life.
like
Okay.
I just
Explain.
need to like just get it out. Like I just need to cuz it keeps me alive and shows me that I'm living, but then at the same time I hate it, but then I love it, but then the community is great, but ultimately I'm like it fucking sucks. And so I'm signing up for this race, but I also am not in a place where I'm like, "Oh, I love running. I can't wait to run this marathon. I can't wait to be finished with it and say that I did it." But everything in between I'm just like, but I need something to like fucking grind.
Yeah.
I need a
Yeah.
grind. I need something to buff who I am. I want to be fit and healthy and that shit. I'm not getting a skinny BBL. I'm not cheating. I'm I need to do it the hard way. Everybody's gonna be like
LA.
skinny BBL.
Right. LA have made you think about it.
I'm not even considering it. I'm just saying like I want not that you need to be skinny. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that I
I'm
just
talking
want to be
about
a
you and your
healthy
body.
person,
Yeah.
And I like and running is something that it's like, well, shit, I chose it and this is what we're running with
Yeah.
and so I better sign up for a
Have
race.
Are you lifting heavy
I
or are
am
you just
lifting
lifting weights?
heavier. I'm lifting
Okay.
heavier. Are you telling me
Yeah.
I need to lift heavy?
Yeah, actually. I mean, we've had this conversation. They've all heard it. Like that's what you need to do. You want to put on some muscle. You want to build a butt. Lift heavy,
Facts.
fam.
Yeah, and
Lift
I told you
heavy.
that was my
But
goal 2 years ago.
yeah. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, Ian,
But
this time next year I'm gonna have a real ass.
I'm here with you. You're gonna have an ass. I'm gonna have a six pack. Let's do
Okay.
it.
I'm trying to do both. I was at Pilates the other day and I was like, ooh, this shit. Pilates is the greatest workout if you don't feel like
I
working
fucking
out
hate that shit.
and it'll challenge the shit out of you. It's like you can
How
lay
is that?
down, you can lay down and it'll just be like, at least I'm laying down. That's the positive for me. At least I'm in a cute little environment on a cute little reformer. Is that what it's called? And then like, it's a vibe and it's kind of like micro movements and shit. And then the
That is
next day,
hilarious.
parts of your body will start to be aching that you didn't even know were there.
I don't know. Pilates, I'm scared of Pilates.
You said you hate it. You act like so you haven't taken it?
I've done like at home Pilates. I haven't done like a class, but that shit hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That
You could
shit is
take different
hard.
levels. It's like taking yoga. There's different types.
It's like it's all that. You know what? You gotta balance. I ain't got no butt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, like they be like, like when they do that V shit, like where am I sitting? You know what I'm saying? Like what part of my back am I sitting on? 'Cause I ain't got no ass, so
You
it's like,
gotta
yeah,
cup your booty under a little bit. You gotta squeeze it. You gotta add tension. You have to keep the core tight.
yeah. I don't know. That's scary. We need a personal trainer on here because I got questions about Kegels too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got questions about Kegels. I'm like, I've been hearing that it's not healthy for women because it makes your pelvic floors too tight. But for men, they talking about it's healthy because it keeps things happening down there. You feel me? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, as a man, can my pelvic floor get too tight? And then secondly, like, what do I even have a pelvic floor? Like, is it
Yes.
necessary? Like, what am I doing with my pelvic floor? Like, I'm not pushing nothing out. Like, there's nothing happening down there. Like, what is the pelvic floor for a man? Like, why do I need to exercise it? What do I need 3 seconds for? Like, I just got questions. And I need to speak to a trained professional
Interesting.
about Kegels. Because I
Do you
mean, I've
guys?
also brought her what?
No, I need you to finish you go ahead. Finish
I,
what you're saying because I have something else that's ridiculous to add to it.
I I was talking to a doctor and they don't really have answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like I need to speak to like maybe this is like a fitness world thing, and I need to speak to like maybe I need to call up Kayla and ask her about Kegels. But then also, is that even appropriate to call up a woman and ask her about Kegels?
Maybe
Yeah,
text
I just don't know.
first
Text like, hey Kayla, I have a
and then
question.
see if they're open to the conversation.
Yeah,
Who
would you
knows
be
if she
open
even
to a
does Kegeling?
conversation?
You know what I mean?
I mean, but she might have like read about it in a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's too personal. You're right. That might be too personal. So I talk to my homies out there doing Kegels. If you're doing Kegels as a man and you got some knowledge, like hit me up. Let's talk
Please,
about it. I feel
please
like as
share.
men, we need to be more open about these things.
Yeah, I had no idea. I recently read that oh my god, this new article came out about how
And the title of this episode is going to be Marathon Recovery and
what the
Kegels.
fuck is happening? That's what that's gonna be. What are we talking about? Someone shared, it was Kelsey. She shared this article from Runner's World magazine talking about how BPAs are found in not only
Yeah,
sports
that's what I was
bras but
pulling
also
up.
other athletic wear. Is that they talked about Kegels in it?
No. No.
Wait, what?
No.
Uh,
No.
mhm,
I was pulling up the article on
mhm.
my phone too to bring up in this episode.
Okay, that is really interesting, right? Like,
But the
first of all, I
runner's
have a
world is
sports bra
petty.
on. Are you saying that they are the world star? No, no, no. The motherfucking what's the other one?
I don't know. I only know World Star.
Are they the shade room of the running world?
No, yes, maybe, no, no, they not the shade world, the shade room, but it's like, damn, like I'm not buying a subscription. Like, just let me read this
Let me
article.
read the freaking article.
Yeah, like get some advertisements. Like I will
I
like
will.
I will look at a 30-second video
I
of
will. I'll sit there and watch
somebody
it.
trying to sell like cream or something. Like, let's go. Like I want to read the article and I'm not paying a subscription. I don't have money like that. That's for rich people. I have a library card. I'm reading for free.
Not a library card. There's a library down the street from me, and I'm like, I'm gonna go down there one of these days. I need to like make a day and be like, just walk down the block and go to the library. Because
The
one day
library.
I feel like they're not going to exist, and it's going to be one of those things where it's like, wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
They're not gonna be libraries. They're gonna be theaters that are gonna go out of business. And then 50 years later,
they're going to go
that's
back
what
into
the
business.
library is gonna be called. A theater. So you can go there and you can listen and watch books.
Who told you this, or did you just come up with this off
I
the
just came
top?
up with this right now.
Okay, okay.
But I guarantee you, we 30 something years old. By the time we 95,
Hmm.
our grandchildren are gonna be talking about I'm going to the theater to read a book, listen to a book.
Damn. Well, okay. So going back to the news that I've heard this week on running and sports bras and stuff. Okay. First of all, the BPAs thing, that's really crazy to me because like I'm currently wearing a sports bra from my hike this morning. I'm gonna take it off eventually, but it's like it's not even just the sports bras, it's
It's everything.
everything, the clothes, because I mean, it's spandex, isn't like, I feel like it makes sense that you would find BPAs and plastics or whatever in those clothes because they're partially made from that. Is that, I don't know. I don't know what the fabrics are, but it
Yeah,
makes sense to
I
me.
don't know. Spandex is not a plastic.
It, but then there's like sometimes I've felt like a crinkliness on the top of my like shorts or pants where it's like it's almost it feels like it's almost like plastic on the top area or
Okay.
the band or like a type of rubber or something. I don't know.
I'm trying to
Um
see like what even happens. Like what does BPA do?
it
Do it give you like
causes
cancer?
cancer. That's what they
Oh
say.
shit!
But like
It
cancer is
has
such a broad
possible health
thing.
effects on brain and prostate glands.
Yeah. So, and then that's why like they took it out of like bottles, like baby bottles, and like that's why low key like drinking out of a plastic water bottle is not it. Because even though it's like they say no BPA, BPA free, like it's still made with other chemicals, and so that leaks
Mm,
into your water, etc. And then if it's in a
yeah.
hot car, then it really makes it go crazy. Um,
So
but
was it saying that
mhm,
you like it's okay to wear the workout clothes, but if you actually work out in them and you sweating
and
and
you're
you create
sitting.
moisture in them, you need to take them off immediately because that's when the BPA be
That's
popping.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gathering. It says that the Center of Environmental Health, CEH, found that sports bras sold by many major athletic brands contain BPAs well over the safe limit. So it's like, okay, low key, should there be any? What's a safe limit if it's supposed to harm you? While the research doesn't say exactly how much you absorb from the clothing, staying in the gear for hours when you're sweating could up your risk of exposure. The CEH found that sports bras sold by Athleta,
Hmm.
Victoria's Secrets, I can't say any of these names. Victoria's Secret, Asics, The North Face, Brooks, Nike, Fila, and All in Motion contain BPAs well over the safe limit set by California's law, Proposition 65. Now, when I see proposition, though, you know how many times now being in California, I see the word proposition and how I'm supposed to
Yeah,
vote for all these propositions, like
yeah.
in a couple weeks, it drives me crazy because I can't keep track. There's so many propositions. This is
They don't.
Proposition 65.
They don't have like they don't come up with like dope ass names for their shit.
Literally, you watch a commercial and they say, vote no on Proposition 24.
what
What?
is what are you propositioning?
What? It's confusing. And I feel like that's on purpose.
Mm. But
So
no,
I
like
guess they sent legal
that's
notice
wild.
to these companies, which will have 60 days to work with the organization to address manufacturing practices before a complaint is filed in California state court because California don't play. There's so many people out here that want to live a healthy lifestyle that it's like if they find out you have BPAs in their clothing, it's a wrap.
But California is crazy. It, I'm not trying to turn this to like a completely different type of podcast, but we just out here shooting the shit today, and it is what it is. But California is currently getting sued by the pork industry because California will no longer buy pork from manufacturers that have pigs in like these really tight, small cages or like
Mhm.
housing units or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And that's causing a ripple effect in the industry.
Mhm.
And so it's supposedly affecting business in other states, right? So now all of these people are trying to sue California. I say all that to say that it sounds like a similar situation with this BPA chemicals and all of these sportswear stuff, because then that's going to affect how they do business in other
Elsewhere.
states and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I wonder how it would even happen or go through, especially if they lose the case about the meat. But I will say also, like, do we even care? Like, am I going to go for a run? Okay. And then run home to go change or hop in a car to change out of these run clothes so I can hang out with the homies, drink some beer, eat some tacos, do whatever. Like, is that really what's about to happen?
Well,
Like,
y yeah, you're saying there's no point? You should yeah. I mean, we're exposing
the reality
ourselves
is, do
to
we even care?
yeah, I know, right? I mean, like,
I
I
mean,
care. I'm glad that I know. I'm glad that I'm aware now. That's
does
where I'm at.
BPA
I'm
affect
not gonna be
adults or do BPA affect infants?
everyone and everything. Like, BPA affects, like yeah. I mean, if
Uh,
it what did you say? It affects prostates?
yeah, but like on infants.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It's just not ideal.
Okay.
That's how I see it. It's not ideal, and I'm probably now but the thing is, yeah, I'm still gonna wear my workout clothes because it's I only have Nike workout clothes. What am I supposed to do? What am I
Well,
supposed to do?
but that's the thing. Like, is it working like when we just like sit here right now? You know what I'm saying? I got on pro tights right now, or is it
I
like
think it's talking about the
if I start
sweating.
heating it up?
Yeah, that's why I was talking about having a water bottle in your hot
Yeah,
like a hot car or what and letting
yeah.
it sit, like, that's very bad, but, like, drink out of metal, y'all, or
I don't give
glass.
a fuck. I
Just
eat meat. I don't care.
so do I, but look, you know what? Now that I eat meat, even though I eat meat, I'm like, I only wanna eat I'm not trying to eat cancer meat. I'm not trying to eat that
It's
meat
all
that
cancer
California
meat.
is not trying to eat. I'm not trying to eat no cancer meat, I'm trying to go
Ain't
I
no
hang
such
out
thing
with
as
such
non-cancer meat.
what are you talking about? There's halal meat. There's like there is yeah, like
I don't believe that shit. I don't. If it's
to when you're
produced
killing
by
an animal and making sure that
if
they're
it's
not
produced by a manufacturer, if it's produced by a company, they just in there just like like really sticking close to the text for allow meat. Like I can understand if it's a nigga on a farm. You know what I'm
yeah, that's what
saying?
I'm
Like,
saying, you
yo,
can buy
I'm
that.
Muslim.
That's what I'm
Uh,
talking about, though. That's where I'm trying to get my meat from. I haven't yet found it,
okay.
but then I so, like,
You
my
going
friend listen,
right.
listen, listen, okay? You can know the sources of your food, and that's important, and even for veggies and stuff like that, I like, it's kind of the same thing, like, I really wanna start, like, I have, like, a couple of garden beds out here, I'm trying to get into that, but when it comes to meat, you can have more locally sourced beef and chicken and pork and stuff like that, which is better, but then it's like one thing, though, with and I'm not trying I know this is not this podcast, but just food, fitness,
We
it
here.
applies.
We're
With
here.
halal meat, at least the rule is, from my understanding, is that you're killing the animal quickly and efficiently so that one, it doesn't suffer, and then two, it's like beyond the halal part, people believe who those who believe in energy, if you're killing an animal and or the animal is living in an unsanitary, like stressful environment, those stress hormones go into its flesh, and then you eat those stress hormones when you know, are preparing it at home. So then it's like a transfer of the shit that you don't want to eat.
Yeah,
Why are
that's
you
real.
laughing at me? And
I'm not
also,
laughing at you because I love what you're saying. I'm hearing what you're saying. Let's just be let's be let's be careful. Okay. Let's be careful because halal is like, you know what I'm saying, like part of a religion. You know what I'm saying?
oh, you
Just the way.
Googled it?
Yeah. No, I knew already. I
What
was
did
just
you
trying to get
find?
like a for real definition of it and stuff like that. But it's just, it was just funny as hell for you to say halal, and then if you believe, niggas who believe in energy, it's like, nah, it's like Islamic.
No, I'm saying
Listen.
beyond that,
Oh, okay.
I said the halal part of, like, killing an animal efficiently and, like, all that, and also just, like, the care of it and everything. I'm saying beyond that, people who believe in just, like, the energy and the transferring of energy, that is also a
Got you.
factor, I think, too, when it
Okay.
comes to, like, meat. So it's just, like, some people are like, you know what I mean? There's ton you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure even, like, Jewish people have, like, a way of how they, they eat specific things and some things like that. It's like being intentional about the things that you're eating is important, and I think that that's okay, and I think, like, nobody's trying to eat that cancer meat that, like, is mass produced. I mean, some people don't have an option otherwise. I think that that's important to note too. But I'm trying to find, like, butchers
Okay.
In California that,
Okay. So
are
wait, hold on.
what?
Hold on. I'm gonna cut you off. Okay. Just for the record. Okay, if anybody who's listening, uh, um, for me to be halal, it has to be cut through the jugular vein, the carotid artery,
Hmm.
and the windpipe, so all the blood could drain out.
Yeah,
Because of
exactly.
Islam, consumption of blood is considered haram, which is haram is, what is it,
Bad.
unlawful or
It's the opposite of
clean.
halal.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what halal meat is. I just want to make that very clear for anybody who's listening and stuff like that. But I so okay, so from my understanding is like you want to find a person who, like, you want to go straight to the source for your meat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to find a
No
butcher.
Whole Foods,
No,
no
I mean, I'll go to Whole Foods because I have to go with the resources that are at hand, but, like, I am fortunate
but
enough
that's
to
a
be
go.
able to even afford Whole Foods, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
go to Whole Foods takes food stamps, if you don't know.
Oh, I knew.
Now, I'm saying to our listeners, if you don't know, now you know, because
You know.
when I first was in Chicago, I was on food stamps and I was like, "Oh, we going to Whole Foods, baby." We was eating good.
Oh yeah.
Um, but now like I can go to Whole Foods and it's whatever, but there's also like, I mean, LA is LA. So you can, I mean, there's my friend Kiana, she lives in Beverly Hills and she was telling me about this butcher that's over there. And she's like, yeah, Rihanna goes there. Everybody sees her. And I'm like, this is so weird living here. This is fucking weird. Okay.
You
It's fucking
Rihanna's
weird.
butcher,
Yeah, like, and so I'm like gonna investigate that situation because it's like Matthew still doesn't eat meat,
right?
right? So it's like I'm gonna eat meat like the best that I can. If it's like I'm not trying to just be, vegan and then just dive into some
Right.
trash eating. I'm really trying to be
Right.
intentional because I finally understand now what BCAAs are and like that we eat meat for amino acids and
Mhm.
not all proteins are the same and that like
Mhm.
also we don't know the long-term effects of isolated protein powder, protein pea
Mhm.
protein, excuse me, isolated pea
Yeah, I
and
got
like all that stuff. I'm
you.
trying to, like um
The vegetable.
yeah, the vegetable. um Because yeah, like we just don't know a lot of like the long-term effects of a lot of these new like isolated proteins
Mhm.
from veggies. Yeah. So and that's
Yeah.
across the board. So it's not like I'm not consuming
I
that.
mean,
Like
it's hella processed.
it is processed. Exactly. Even
Yeah.
the protein powder is processed. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's hella processed.
but is whey protein processed? Like like
Yeah.
it's kind of all
It
it's
all
such a
is. I mean,
it's such
whey
a
is just milk
broad,
protein. It don't come out like
yeah.
that. It don't come out the cow like that. You know what I'm saying? Dry
No.
in a powder and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, I'm with you, two
I'm just
thousand
trying to get
percent.
my
I will.
amino acids.
You trying to get ass?
Exactly. I'm trying to build these muscles and I can't just be out here. Like I can't. And
Mhm.
also I think too, just as a woman, I'm just trying to go with what I'm craving and like I'm just craving like meat and fat.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I mean, you're an athlete. You move it. Your body knows what it wants. It'll tell you what you want and stuff like that, and you going for it. I mean, shouts out. Like runners like Zindy, who are is she vegetarian or is she vegan? I can't remember. I always forget
Cindy
because
is a vegan gal.
she's a vegan.
Hmm.
She going hard and she preaches what she practice or practice what she preaches, and I think it's dope if you can find a way to do it and stuff like that. But I just feel real good after like I get my like so the way I used to have it set up was like, especially like during training periods, at least once a week I have like a really good like steak. Some kind of cut, depending on what my budget is at that point in time. But I have a really solid steak at least once a week and stuff like that. Just because it takes our body so long to break down
Mm.
red meat. So I cut it down to like legitimately once a week. I probably have. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have a burger later on. at some point else during the week, but I would have that steak at least once a week, that red meat once a week, and every other day it'd probably be like fish or chicken and stuff like that. Which chicken at one point in time was pretty good for the budget, not right now because of inflation, but
Mm.
um, it I would like on a recovery day, I would feel so good. I would feel so good. I just feel like my energy just being restored. But I would be
Mm.
very curious. I would like to try what's like is there a dietary benefit to eating something like halal meat? Is there a difference? Or you know what I'm saying, outside of just religious context? Is there like a health benefit to eating something that's kosher or halal?
I don't know.
That's what I would like to find out. Yeah, no,
I don't know.
I wasn't
I'm just
asking you.
trying to, yeah.
Well, so our
I'm
next
not,
guest
and
is going to
even
be
the
somebody who could specialize in
in these
halal and
things.
kosher meat
Yeah.
and Kegels.
Or even just halal and kosher eating, maybe.
Ah,
Because there might
we
be some
might
other
have to
things that we're not
find
thinking about. It might not just be about meat,
a Jewish person or a
a
Muslim.
Muslim person. And if we find a Muslim guest, that would be really great to then also talk about.
But
I feel like you were gonna finish my sentence.
hijab?
You took like no, you took like a huge breath, and I was getting ready for it.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say I think I might know a Jewish one.
Word.
Yeah, I gotta figure out if he's Jewish. I don't remember, but I
Um,
think he is. If you listen, then you know who I'm talking about.
True.
He gonna text me like I am.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we need that, but yeah, I was gonna say during training during Ramadan, what that's like. You know.
That's wow. My little brother be doing Ramadan.
Yeah.
That is wild.
But I'll say so. This fucking podcast pulls so much information from me sometimes, and I'm like, I'm trying to keep my info in, but then I'd be wanting to spill the beans and share. I practiced Islam for like 3-4 years. There was a time in my
Really?
yeah.
Oh my God. You was in Ohio, you was just at home
Um,
with it.
yeah, but I mean, it's before I met you. I've lived
Yeah, I
so
believe it.
many different lives. It's ridiculous. But um what I realized because like I also like dated Muslim guys and stuff like that. But my experience when I was experiencing Ramadan
Like
was that
like black Muslims or
like
like
East African Muslim.
well, not even Middle East. She was like East African. She was like, I stayed on the continent.
Okay.
Okay.
And what I learned though, what I found was really interesting though, is that with Ramadan, like at least for me, like at the first week was pretty difficult, or like it was definitely an adjustment. But then like the celebration once the sun went down was great. And it's like a lot of people ate a lot during the nighttime. So then it was like, I think some people forget that like, you can eat at night. So then it's not like they're
Yeah,
like not drinking and eating throughout the entire day. It's like they break their
yeah,
fast and everything. But
yeah.
I think some from my experience knowing a few Muslims, I've noticed that like there's some people who are a little bit more strict on exactly like how they break their fast, what they eat at night,
Yeah,
how much they eat at night. And then there's some people who are like, it's a fucking party.
yeah,
I'm eating whatever I want. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
And it's just like it is what it is. And then it's just like so there's different ways that I've seen like people go about it. And I think depending on the approach of like how and when you break your fast, how you break your fast and how you consume food during the nighttime
mhm,
really would affect your training during the day. So I'd be again very interested to like just hear someone's opinion on that, on like a Muslim who's been a Muslim since their childhood and still is a Muslim, because I'm not a
yeah.
solid resource.
You,
Um,
you was you a Muslim for yourself or was you a Muslim for your book?
no, for myself, dude.
Okay.
Because for those who have listened for a while, I did say that I went to college and I was a philosopher. I went and I studied philosophy. That was my major for the longest time. So I've always
What's
been
a
very like, I
philosopher?
was a motherfucking philosopher, but like, I majored in philosophy.
Okay.
And it was
And that
my
led you to
like,
the prophet.
see, this is why I
You keep
can't
going. I'm
tell
listening.
you nothing. I'm done. I'm about to end this whole topic.
I think it
and
was really interesting.
and I was
I'm
already really curious about it, blah blah. And it was so it's a thing. Anyways, but now we're here.
she
I've
had
experienced
to.
that. I was also vegan and now I'm not. Okay.
There we go. I
If
mean,
anything, I'm
listen.
a true Sagittarius at heart. I try things. I go in and out of things. I'm here, I'm there. I like to travel. This is like, if you want to know a Sag, it's me
There
because
we go.
I'm willing to try things and but like give them a real good try. Like,
I love it.
and I'll
I
stick
love
to
it.
it and I'm committed to it. Like I can't, if I commit to something, I'm fucking doing it. And
Yeah.
then I give myself the grace to try something else.
There we go. I love that. I love that. There we go. We learned something new. Awesome. Your pilgrimage. Listen, if anybody is out there and is in one of these two faiths, and wants to share how they train while being true to these faiths, I am really curious to see, especially about the Ramadan part. I mean, I think I tried it with my little brother for a little bit. It was really difficult. It was really, really difficult. Getting up before the sun rise to eat, waiting all day because that's when I was in the most active part of my. I'm moving around, you doing shit, you get hungry and
Yeah.
thirsty, all of these things. I did learn a lot about it. It was pretty cool. I think I did it for like about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe not, maybe 2 weeks, maybe in 2 weeks. I might be giving myself a little extra with the 3 weeks, but it was pretty cool because it was also not even just the dietary part; it was also the mental part, which was really, really, really hard and stuff like that. Not thinking about sex, not having negative thoughts and stuff like that. It was really, really hard. I am petty. Can
I'll
be
also
petty.
say too that I've experienced like some of my friends who are Muslim who would tell me that like in the United States it might be like a little also a different experience because like in other
Yeah.
countries where like that is the holiday, you can nap during the day.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's
Yeah.
like everybody's on the
The
same
society is built
schedule.
around it.
Everyone comes to life at night. Like it's, it's like
Yeah.
if
It's
it's like,
easier.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
here, you're just expected to just live your day
Yeah.
because no one cares,
Right.
and it's like, it is
Yeah.
kind
It's
of
not
crazy.
Christian. What are you talking about? We don't do that shit.
Right. Like what? Christmas?
Right.
Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is, a friend of mine posted this thing. She's, and she's a friend, but I met her a while. Actually, you know what? I would love to have her on as a guest, and I might. And so we'll see. But her name's Ashley. Met her. She's from Minnesota originally. We met like in Chicago though, and she like actually was one of my first trainers. Fit
Oh
gal.
wow.
She's amazing. Like she really got me into fitness before I even knew I was. She was, yeah. I owe her a lot.
There we go.
She's a nutritional therapist, root cause
Okay.
practitioner, and biochemist with a BS. I don't know what that is.
A bachelor's in science.
Thank you. Okay. So very knowledgeable, always studying. She's also a
I might
model.
be wrong as fuck.
No, you're probably right. So I'm saying all this because she also, so she posts a lot of facts, but she's like very like studious and like looks through what she's sharing before she shares it. But she shared that, like some studies have shown that, part of the reason why women are at such a high risk of breast cancer is because of like the tight bras that we wear and how it prevents the
Really?
drainage of our lymphatic system. It like stops it
Really?
right there. And so then it's like, and like sports bras and when we wear really tight bras, like I don't wear,
Right.
unless I'm wearing a sports bra, I'm not wearing a bra. That's just that. But like,
Okay.
because for me, I just don't want to be constrained that way. And so, but like I found that to be really interesting, and it made me just kind of think about what we had just spoke about as far as like the BPAs and the danger of that.
Mm.
So I'm just like, Jesus, I feel like women are just like like, we take your sports bras off.
Take your sports bras off.
When you're done working out, take it off, put it in the wash,
Right.
and just be conscious of like,
let it be out there.
Yeah, but I just thought that was interesting to like just lymphatic drainage and just like constraining it and not even realizing that we're doing it. But it's like, and
I didn't
that's
even
not the
know that.
only reason, but it's studies are coming out to show like, okay, because I think scientists are just trying to figure out like why are women like 100 times more likely to get breast cancer compared to men.
Yeah.
Men don't wear sports bras or bras at
I
all.
also read somewhere that bras is what make y'all boobs saggy.
It's funny because growing up, I've had women tell me that if I don't wear a bra, my boobs will get saggy,
Yeah, I heard it's like, like I
which
wear
I'm like,
bras
I
with
don't give a fuck.
linings in them because your chest is getting weaker because it's like supporting you. Ain't doing that. I don't know.
I've heard that
And we
too.
just we busting myths today. So
We busting it. Look
let's
at
bust the
us.
titty myth.
We're
Let's go.
trying to be informative, but we're really just like, what are we doing?
Yes.
This is
Yes.
our attempt of being informative.
Yes. That's what this is. That's what this is.
Um,
I'm asking my resident uh female friend
okay.
how our supportive bras really supporting you. Are
I think
they
it's more of an
are they
aesthetic
causing
thing.
saggish
I think it's
sagging?
no. I mean, I think there's two sides to that answer, and it's like one, some boobs sit differently than others, so then some boobs are gonna hang in a different way than others. So it's like if you have boobs that hang, then they hang, and that's okay. But then it's like the supportive bras and stuff like that. It's like a lot of that is like more aesthetic stuff where it's like you want your boobs to look nice, so then you get a bra that pushes them up and together.
Okay.
And it's like, and that's the technology a lot of these bras have. But then it's like, I think now there's a lot of new technology coming out with like Cup is a really great bra that I personally love. Like that's the one that I'll wear that was gifted to
Hmm.
me, and I love it because it's like I feel like there's nothing on and it doesn't feel too tight.
Hmm.
But that's the vibe now where it's like I feel like the vibe is like I don't know. Most of my friends don't wear bras either, so
My grandma could
I
never wear
feel like
bras.
it's kind of like like I feel like wearing a bra, at least for me in my community of women, is kind of like unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather just wear a tank top that's like a supportive tank top,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
I mean, I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm here for it. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have any questions for me as a man? I feel like we're just talking about women and women's anatomy.
Oh my
I
god.
don't. Do you have any questions for me
I don't really
as
feel
a
like there's
man? Like,
much mystery because science has always focused on men. So we know a lot about men and we're still finding out so much about women. It's
we
true.
know it all. I'm
Well,
here
I'm
for it.
not saying we know it all. I'm just saying like a lot has already y'all have gotten all the attention and now all this stuff is being found out about women. Um but yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Ashley if she wants to be on the pod. I feel like she'd have a lot to share. And
All
she's
right.
a big advocate for eating meat too. And what she would say too is like I've been watching her for a while, and maybe this is part of the reason why I started eating meat as well, because I'm looking at people around me, but like it is because I've also been craving it. But she's like, it's not necessarily like it's not about what it is, it's about like where it's sourced and like are you knowledgeable about like your gut health and like healing your gut will then transfer
I
to
am curious
the
about
rest of
that.
your body. Like she's a big advocate for that, and so it's like getting her
Yeah.
on to kind of talk about that and like just how do you go about healing your gut, and like she's also a big
Right.
advocate for like sexual health and being in open communication about sex with your partner and stuff like that, and like she's interesting, but gut health.
Yeah. I definitely want to know about gut health. I feel
Yeah.
like I could benefit from some stuff like that. I don't understand. And 70% of our immune system sits in our gut.
There's a whole like small microbiome in our gut, and
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about just like how our food is like digested not by us but by like the things that live within us, and so it's like we think it's like yeah I'm gonna have to refer y'all to these podcasts that have doctors that speak on it, um, but even just like yeah, getting the right fats and like understanding why we even need protein and why you can't compare a steak to pea protein. You can't compare like chicken to pea protein or hemp protein or like, beyond meat. It's not the same. It's not one to one. Um, And
This is interesting. This is just an interesting 180.
It's kind of crazy, right?
It's kind of wild, actually.
But I work on knowledge. One thing that I will say is that, like, at the end of the day, I love learning new things, and I'm not afraid to say or change my opinion based on learning new things. I'm not gonna,
That's called living.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
That's
I
called
love it.
living.
Yes, that's what you do, man. I love it. I love it. I don't know, man. I don't have too much else to add. This has been an interesting episode. I've learned a lot today about
I
you
feel
in
like,
particular.
when you go on a run and you were really sporadic on your run and you were going up and down streets, and then you look back at the route that you took and you're like, what the fuck was that? That's what I feel like this podcast is.
That's what this is. That's what this is. I'm wondering if they enjoyed that. I really do. I wonder if you guys enjoy listening to us ramble for like about an hour.
Yeah.
It was fun. Here we are. Just where to slide into our DMs if you are a Muslim athlete, Jewish athlete, if you have information about male Kegels. What else do we need to know about?
Your gut health.
Gut health. Yes. If you are able to talk about 3 out of the 4 of those, I don't think 2 of those really work well together. But if you are able to talk about 3 out of 4 of those, or 2 out of the 4 of those,
or even
maybe
just
even
one.
just one,
Yeah.
please reach out.
We would honestly too.
We want to
like,
talk to you.
I think some people, like, I'll say this, and this will be one of my last things. If you want to be on this podcast and you want to be a guest, let us know. I know it's not as fun because obviously everybody wants to be invited. But if you're like, hey, you guys I want to be part of the conversation, we would love to make a running list.
Yeah. Yeah. We are not unapproachable.
No.
Which also, I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now.
Sure.
Be a little bit vulnerable right now. I am in a place in my life right now, and I know a lot of our running friends listen to this, so this is why I'm saying this, so I can speak to them, but not actually say this to them. I'm just at a place right now where I am wondering if, you know what? No, I'm not going to say it. I
No, you have to say it. You have to say it now. You have to. You have to.
I can't.
What is it about? What?
I just got scared.
What do you mean?
I just really got scared. I can't.
Okay, can you tell me off?
That's like the first time I've ever gotten nervous.
Off the record?
Not ever gotten nervous, but like, yeah. Maybe I can tell you off the record. Okay. But it's like, I'm just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say it on here. I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
Yeah, I respect it. Is there anything that you want to promote coming up in Chicago that is happening next week?
No. I mean, y'all know me. I own Laptop Corner Store. Come here for all of your winter running needs. You know, the run does not stop because the marathon is over. Continue to get those miles. You train for 20 weeks. You are in a way better shape than you were when you first started training, whether you are a seasoned runner or you're a new runner. You have leveled up. If you train 20 weeks for a marathon, 10 weeks for a marathon this year, let's not stop getting these miles. Let's dress proper. Let's learn how to layer properly so we can enjoy some good cold weather running. Okay? You ain't got to run out here when there's a blizzard. Ain't nobody telling you running when it's like negative 20 and stuff like that. But it's some good seasonable weather throughout the winter where you can continue to get some miles. So next year, when you pop back out to your favorite run clubs, you are not starting over from square one. Let's keep the ball running, bro. Let's keep getting these miles. I got trail shoes, and they're not just good for the trail. They're excellent for winter running through the Chicago streets. When they don't plow your shit, slush, all of that salt, they built for that. I got what you need. Come visit me. Last Lap Corner Store.
That's it. We hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back for more next week.
Bye.
Bye.